What if I told you that earning six figures isn't as extraordinary as you might think? But the reason behind that might shock you, because here's the truth, no one is saying out loud. If you're earning around $80,000 a year, you're already in the top 25% of income earners in the US. Yes, just 80,000 K puts you in the top quarter of the population. Now hold on, because it gets even more startling. Cross the $100,000 line. Well, congratulations, you've entered the top 3%. Just 3% of people ever get there. Let that sink in. On paper, it sounds impressive, but if six figures were the solution, why are so many high earners still stressed, still stuck, still living paycheck to paycheck? Well, with nicer handbags, perhaps. That's the part no one tells you, and it's exactly what we're unpacking today. Here on this channel, my goal isn't just to help you earn more, it's to guide you all the way to millionaire status. That's seven figures. That's the top 1%, not just financially, but in mindset. So if you're here to build real wealth, not just wear it, you need to know why six figures can quietly become a glass ceiling that keeps you small. Now, let's talk about the problem with earning six figures, because on the surface, it sounds like a dream, doesn't it? You hear $100,000 a year and think success, stability, security. But in reality, six figures can become a very comfortable trap. You have just enough income to live well, to indulge in few luxuries, maybe even take a holiday or two, but not enough to stop working, not enough to buy back your time, not enough to create true financial freedom. And the danger is, it feels like you've made it, so you stop reaching. You stop growing, you upgrade your car, your home, your wardrobe, everything except your financial strategy. Six figures become the ceiling when it should have just been a stepping stone. More often than not, earning $100,000 doesn't mean you're wealthy. It means you're simply maintaining a more polished version of stress. And that's exactly why we need to keep going, because survival, no matter how beautiful it looks, is not the goal. Freedom is. Now, let's address the question everyone secretly asks. If seven figures is possible, why haven't more people done it? The easy answer to say people are lazy. But honestly, I don't believe that's entirely true. And here's the real issue, and it's one most people don't want to hear. It's not about talent, it's not even about opportunity, it's about comfort. Most people choose comfort over growth every single time. They say they want change, they say they want wealth, but when it comes down to it, they don't want to be uncomfortable. They don't want to challenge their routines. They don't want to risk failure, embarrassment, or judgment. So they stay where it's safe, where things are predictable, where nothing really changes, but nothing really improves either. They are loyal to habits that no longer serve them. Habits like procrastination, overthinking, or waiting for the perfect moment. And let me tell you something from experience, growth never happens in the comfort zone. It demands something more. It asks you to stretch, to release what's familiar and step into the unknown with grace. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's uncertain, but that's where transformation lives, because you cannot create a seven-figure life with a three-figure mindset. And let me repeat it for you once again. You cannot create a seven-figure life with a three-figure mindset. And you certainly can't build an extraordinary future while clinging to ordinary habits. So the real question is, are you willing to let go of comfort to finally grow? Because if you're watching this, I know you want more than enough, and that's where the shift begins. Now that we've pulled back the curtain, let's talk about why breaking through matters so deeply, because six figures is not the finish line, it's not the dream, it's the final stop before real wealth begins. And if you stay there, comfortable, contained, convinced that this is good enough, you risk building your entire life around maintenance, not mastery. You start working harder just to hold it all together. And the worst part, you begin to settle, not because you lack potential, but because you've stopped imagining anything more. But let me remind you of something powerful. You are not meant for limitation. You are made to expand in wealth, in impact, in identity. Breaking through isn't just about money. It's about reclaiming your freedom, your time, and your choice. It's about waking up knowing you're not owned by a boss, a client, or even calendar. And here's what most people miss. The moment you break through that six-figure ceiling, you begin to think differently. You stop trading hours for income and start building assets. You start creating legacy. You begin stepping into the version of yourself that doesn't just earn. It builds, it leads, it multiplies. So the question isn't, can you break through? It's, will you allow yourself to become the person who does? So now that you see the truth behind the numbers, here is my invitation to you. Don't stop at six figures. Don't build a beautiful cage and call it freedom. You are capable of so much more, but you must decide that maintenance is no longer enough. You must choose to grow beyond what's comfortable and step into the kind of wealth that brings options, peace, and purpose. On this channel, I'm not here to help you look rich. I'm here to help you be free. My goal is to guide you to seven figures, to the top 1%, not just in income, but in elegance, confidence, and independence. And this isn't just about money. It's about becoming the woman who is bold enough to design her life intentionally and unapologetically. And if you're ready to take your first step toward financial freedom and start building your first passive income stream, I've created something just for you. You can download your 5-step guide to your first digital product right now, completely free. The link in the description down below. To learn more on how to build passive income, click on this video right here.